Hi all, I wanted to make a quick video about 4 RSI type indicators that I use on a daily basis. Before I begin, I would just like you to know that this is an educational channel. I request you to read the disclaimer that you see on the screen right now. Also, a disclaimer given in the description below. And know that all information over here is only for the purpose of education. Alright? With that said, let's begin. So we'll make a video now on 4 different indicators. They're all RSI type indicators that sit generally at the bottom of the screen. All right. I'll lay out the settings that I use them on, and you are free to choose either my settings or the default settings or any settings that you want. Basically, over time, I've come to like these 4 RSI type indicators, and I tend to use one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, or all 4 of them at times. All right. So let's begin. So what we'll do is I've taken a blank sheet over here. We're on the 5-minute time frame of, let's shift to Nifty Bank. So this is Bank Nifty spot chart, not futures. This is spot chart. We are on the 5-minute time frame. The first RSI type. Let's first put an indicator on top to get a sort of a reference. So we'll use an indicator that we are familiar with, NSDT HAMA candles. This is the one that we have been using for the last couple of days. Our settings, as you all know, is 17. Long length open is 17. The length close is 17. MA line we keep at 34, but we don't use it. So in the style section, bar color we'll uncheck, MA line we'll uncheck, tables we'll uncheck, labels on the price scale we'll uncheck, values in the status line we'll uncheck, and this is what we'll be left with. All right. So what you see on screen right now is the upper indicator. Now let's start using RSI one by one. So the first one that we will use is something called Heikin Ashi Oscillator. It's called the Heikin Ashi RSI Oscillator. I've shown this in some video earlier. I don't remember which one, but it's there in one of 2 of my videos, or maybe more. But anyways, let's go through this indicator. This is one of my favorites. I've used it for a long time. So we'll click on this. This one I use generally on the default settings, so I don't make any change over here. Earlier I used to use length as 7 and open soothing at 2. That also works very well. So you can use it in its default setting, which is 14.1, or you can shift to 7/2. All right, the choice is yours. In the style section, we will uncheck the histogram. We will uncheck the RSI shadow. We will uncheck the RSI overlay. We will uncheck the Scotch K shadow. We will uncheck the Scotch D shadow. We will uncheck the Scotch K. We will uncheck the Scotch D. And then we will let the remaining be the way it is. We will come down and uncheck the labels on price scale and values in the status line. And then it'll look something like this. All right. So currently we are going through a sideways phase. That's why you're not able to see much. But if you see over here, the day before yesterday, it clearly shows the RSI increasing, and then it shows over here that it's topping out. Use this indicator in the settings that I've just mentioned, and you'll realize that it's one of those indicators that are really good to use. See over here, it's topping out. RSI is showing it's topping out. Here it's dropping below the HAMA line, so it's falling over here. So on and so forth. Use it in a time frame that you're comfortable with. I use my charts on 12 minutes time frame generally. Sometimes 8, sometimes 5, sometimes 3. Depends. All right. So use it on a time frame that you're more comfortable on. This is how it's looking in the 3-minute time frame. So we'll stick with 5 minutes for now. See, in the 3 minutes over here, it's showing it's topping out, and then there's a reversal happening. So here it's going below the NSDT HAMA candle as well, and then it's dropping. So stuff like that. It's a helpful RSI, quite helpful. All right. So that is Heikin Ashi RSI Oscillator. I've shown you the settings. You can go back and check them once again if you want. So let's get over with this. Let's use the next one. We'll switch back to 5 minutes. We are again on 5 minutes. What I'll also do is I'll mention in the comment section all the indicators that I've used for this particular video, and I'll also mention the name of the indicator and the author's name. So I'll mention, RSI Heikin Ashi RSI Oscillator by J. Rogers, stuff like that. So you'll not have any difficulty trying to find these indicators. All right. The next indicator, which is RSI type, which has got very high precision rate, is this one, 8. So you just type number 8 and HR, you'll find something called trend angle BF. Click on it. Screen will go something like this. Minimize it by clicking hide panel, and the screen will become something like this. Now this indicator does not need any changes. It's great the way it is. I suggest you don't make any changes to it. It's simply fantastic the way it is. We are also using it in our live stream. These two indicators, HAMA and trend angle, is what we use daily in our live stream as well. Only difference is we use it in a 12-minute time frame. This indicator is very accurate. You got to watch the median line that you see over here, dashed median line. When it's falling, it'll turn from green to red and go below the median. And when it's rising, it'll turn from red to green and go above the median. You're supposed to take a paper trading position only once a crossover is happening, to be very safe. Later on, as you get more and more experience, you can probably, take different positions at different time. You'll understand the indicator very much as you start using it. But initially, I would suggest use it in and around the median. So whenever it's changing color and crossing the median, that's the best time to enter a trade, and only paper trade. All right. I only suggest paper trading over here. The idea of this channel is to study indicators and charts. All right. So this was the second one, trend angle 8RBF. No changes required. Let's go to the third indicator. The third indicator is something called this one, Stochastic Momentum Index, SMI, by Surjit CTLY. All right, this is the one. The number 4528 that you see over here, this is the one. We click on this. Again, on this, we need to make some changes. We don't need to change any value. So we will not make any changes to the input section. Let me just reconfirm that. Let me open it in one of my other systems. I don't think I make any changes to the values over here. Yes, the values are the same. No changes required in the value. Only in the style section, we need to make some changes so that things are a little more understandable to us. So the first one, we'll change from black to white. That is because we are using a black background. All right. And we will use the color intensity of 100, full intensity. Second one also, we will take the intensity up to 100. Third one also, we will take the color intensity up to 100. Fourth one, we will uncheck. We don't want to use. Fifth one, we'll take the color intensity to 100. Sixth one, we will uncheck. We don't want to use. Level, we will uncheck. This level, we'll uncheck. This oversold one, from 60, we will bring the color down to 20. And this overbought one, again from 60, we will bring the color down to 20. I like it at 20. You may like it at 30, 40, whatever. That's up to you. All right. And we will uncheck the labels on price scale, and we will uncheck the values in the status line. So what have we done? Basically, we have unchecked quite a few. You can pause the page over here and see which ones we have unchecked. And on top, whatever we are using, we have taken the color intensity to 100. And this oversold and overbought, we have brought down the color from 60 to 20 each. All right. And we have not made any changes in the input section. So this will look something like this. Again, a very good indicator. This moves along with the market. Every time a buy position comes up, the white line crosses, intersects and goes above the red. and for a sell position, the white line intersects and goes below the R. As you keep using it, you'll realize that this is one of those indicators that is fairly accurate. I use it on the 30-minute time for commodities. Where else do I use it? I think I use it for equities also, for options trading. It's on one of my screens. That's a big screen. I can use 3 indicators at the bottom easily. So this is always on that. This is always on. So either I'm using this with the what is the indicator? The ones I've just explained. Either I'm using this with the trend angle 8RBF, or I'm using this with the Heikin Ashi RSI oscillator. But this generally is on my chart because I find this indicator fairly accurate. I suggest you also start using it and observe it for a week. Give each one of these indicators 1 week and then come to a conclusion which one you think is better than the other. As I said, most of them are trying to show you the same thing. Some people are comfortable with a certain visual representation. Some people are comfortable with something else. So that's how we choose indicators. All right. This is again a very important indicator. From the time I have found it, I've used it quite a bit. I use it on a day-to-day basis also. All right. So let's go over this now. We'll go to the 4th indicator. The 4th indicator is called, one second. The 4th indicator is called directional volatility and volume. So directional, this is the one. Directional volatility and volume by Pugu Forex. Click on it. So maybe it was made for Forex, but we can use it for other things as well. Works. Bottom line is it works. Now this indicator, some of my charts have them, some of my charts don't have them, but I do feel that it works. All right. And what are my settings in this? I need to make some setting changes. So in this tile section, first of all, we will not change anything. On top, the green will remain green, the red will remain red. The volume up and volume down, we will gray them. All right. So I'll select this gray over here. That's the 3rd last from the back. I'll click on this. I'll click on this. I'll click on this. All 3 the same gray. Same with the down. I'll click on this. I'll click on this. I'll click on this. Same. Values on price scale, I'll uncheck. Values in status line, I'll uncheck. That's what I do with most. I'll go to the input section. This will require some changes. I'll let you know. So the volatility period will decrease from 5 to 4. And this we will change from SMA to EMA. Volume period, we will leave it at 14. Volume smoothing, we will leave it at SMA. The zone period, we will take it up from 14. We will shift it to 25. And we will change this zone smoothing from SMA to RMA. You can pause the video over here and look at the settings. And make sure that the settings have been put the way it's shown over here. All right. Once you do that, you will find something like this coming at the bottom of your screen. Over time, when you coordinate these colors, basically what it's trying to tell you is when we are in the gray zone, do not trade. You're supposed to take trades when either it's in the red zone or the green zone on top. All right. It'll show you. So when it's overbought and it's falling, it'll show you, it'll give you a graphical representation. See over here, it's peaking out and falling. All right. Stuff like that. It's an indicator that you will need to spend time with. As you spend, see over here, one thing is very clear. Nothing is forming at the bottom. That means this market is inherently bullish on this day, which is March. I don't know the exact date. Maybe 1st of March. All right. So anyways, what it's trying to show you is this is very bullish on that day. Nothing forming below. Over here, you see it's going from red to green in the second half of the day, and that corresponds with the candles on top and the Hama line as well. Stuff like that. So this indicator is a very good indicator, but you got to give it time. and understand how it works. You may want to tweak the settings, further and find if you can find a better setting than mine. I'm using it in this settings, what I've just shown you. All right. I use this in the commodities along with the trend angle and the stochastic I just showed you before this, and this indicator directional, volatility and volume. I use these three indicators for trading commodities on the half an hour time frame. All right. These three indicators provide me some sort of a visual guide as to where the market is heading. So say for today, I think there was some, let's click on natural gas. So you see over here, natural gas, it opened with a massive gap down, and then it's been trying to recover throughout the day. So you can see the chart also moving up, and somewhere over here it crosses the Hama line, then it again comes down, retest, and it's again trying to go up. And that visual representation over here is provided by these greens. As you can see, it's slowly trying to go from the red, and now it's going into the green. Right, so maybe this will start rising now, showing that it's gathering more and more strength, and natural gas is strengthening. So you see over here, this gives you a visual color representation, of what is happening on top. All right, great. I hope this video about 4 different kind of RSI type of indicators was of some help to you. I guess you will choose one of them or more than one of them in your day-to-day study, and I hope they really work out to be productive for you, no matter which one you choose. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done that. Share the video with your family and friends. Subscribe to our Telegram channel as well. The link will be given in the description below, and I'll see you in another video. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.